to strike back. Well, we're into quarterfinal number 2, live from Arica, folks. Jeff Hubbard from Hawaii is in the red singlet. We got Guilherme Tamega from Brazil in the yellow. And as we mentioned earlier, Mark, this is just going to be a battle of the Titans.
And yeah, we do see a couple lines now. This is going to really frustrate Mitch. This is what Mitch actually wanted. And Jeff has got the inside line here. Let's look at this one. As we see both the riders out there. Still no waves ridden. This is just an incredible heat. And I'm just really grateful to be up here and to commentate this heat against Jeff Hubbard and Guilherme Tamega, and also the last one, Mitch Rollins and Pierre Luis Costes. Wow, so that did see Pierre move on to the semi, so he's guaranteed a third, and a great result here for him so far.
Yeah, well, that's an equal fifth for Mitch Rollins. It's not too bad a result. Keeps him up the top of the rankings for 2012, and he'll look to try and move on to the next competition from here. Of course, is the Itacoatiara Pro in Brazil near Rio de Janeiro. There he is, the legend himself, Mikey Stewart, just preparing for battle. He will be taking on Ben Player. And you can see Mikey's way down in the other corner. This is like two boxers. It's like two heavyweight hitters. In the blue corner, we got Mike Stewart. And in the red corner, we got Ben Player. This is going to be pretty cool to watch.
What a crazy heat. I think Mark's just, he's like a 12-year-old stuck in a 49-year-old man's body. But he's just, he's got a great mindset. He seems super focused too. It's going to be a great heat to watch the next one.
Yeah, he is. He literally is the eternal grommet. All right, well, we're just got on screen at the moment. There's our two combatants for what is going to be an incredible battle here, folks, at El Gringo. Jeff Hubbard, Hawaii, in the red singlet. He's currently ranked number 1, taking on the number 9. And have a look at that cheeky little look from GT looking over at Guilherme Tamega, as if to say, whoa, I got Jeff Hubbard.
This guy.
What am I going to have to do? That's a cool graphic.
Those guys, they've been traveling, they've had a few amount of heats out here, especially out this wave. We saw the first event when Jeff won against Tamega in that final, and Jeff beat Tamega in the last 30 seconds. He needed a 9.5, and Jeff got it. It'll probably be Tamega's just really focused, and he's really pumped, and he's making all kinds of funny noises in the competitors area when I was up there earlier.
Yeah, these guys have got the beast within, and sometimes it sort of just slips out a little bit. There's no two better tacticians in the sport than these guys. These guys are very, contest savvy. They got the lineup so well sussed out, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one plays out. Dave Winchester, Andrew Lester coming up next, folks, in quarterfinal number 3, followed by, as we just mentioned, Mike Stewart versus Ben Player.
So, yeah, we've got the two guys out there, Jeff Hubbard and Guilherme Tamega. Probably a bit anxious, wanted to get that first wave under the belt. They obviously would have watched the last heat with Pierre and Mitch, and Pierre getting the better of that one, but unfortunately Mitch did wait out there, and he waited out there a bit too long. He didn't get the exchange that he needed. Yeah,
sometimes you've got to keep your waves. So you can see how many waves Pierre got. He really kept in rhythm with the ocean. And Mitch Rollins, just with the 2 waves there. Sometimes, Mark, I believe that, rhythm is a really important thing in competition surfing. If you sit and wait too long, sometimes you just fall out of rhythm with the ocean. I remember I used to do a bit of coaching with some surfers way back, and we used to talk about, like your breath is a rhythm, your paddling is a rhythm, the sets are a rhythm. Like, you've got to kind of sink into that rhythm of the ocean. And speaking of, his first of
That's Jeff Hubbard. He's definitely in a man in rhythm right now. He pulls into the sides. He looks at that one and didn't have much to offer, but he'll get back out there with leaving Tamega out there with first priority. Tamega looking at this one. It's pretty important. If Jeff gets a good wave, Tamega want to answer back straight away, and he obviously looked at Jeff, and Jeff decided to pick up on the scraps of Guilherme's. And it just didn't have much to offer.
Well, what he's done, I guess there's a couple of ways you can skin the cat, of course. You can go out early. What he's done, he's got 2 waves into the system now. He's going to go into the lead. Psychologically, small advantage.
Yeah.
But, of course, GT, he's been around. He knows how it works. It's all about wave quality at this level, and wave selection paramount when you get into the quarterfinals against someone like Jeff Hubbard. So he'll just sit and play the waiting game. But, should the ocean go to sleep, at least he's got a couple. But hold the phone. Check this one.
It just did pick up a little bit further down the peak. GT showed a bit of interest. He didn't paddle, so he probably still had priority. But, it looks like Jeff probably will get the score, and he's complaining there. He wants the priority to change, but I don't think he's going to get it. Unfortunately, Guilherme didn't paddle for it. He did paddle over to it, but he didn't show that he wanted to go. So
yeah, it'd be interesting if Rand and the guys could possibly. You can see Jeff Hubbard signalling. He wants to have a look at that First priority red.
No, second priority red.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see that paddle. It was super close to it.
Maybe Jeff wasn't out there on time, maybe because they just said second priority red now, so maybe he wasn't on the lineup where he wasn't quite far out enough.
Okay, so you can't lose priority if you're out there by yourself. That's a fair enough call. Okay, so the judge is deeming that GT was sitting in the lineup by himself.
GT having a look, and now he's definitely going to give priority away. He did paddle for that one, so we will see priority change. And that's just been confirmed. Yes, red has priority. So it's a bit of a priority game at the moment. Still waiting for a couple of good waves to be ridden.
All right, whilst we have a little break in the action, we're going to throw it on down to Alex Leon and the cheeky Frenchman to talk us through that last heat. Take it away, Alex.
Thanks, Tezza. I'm down here with a pretty proud PLC. Well done, mate. Moved into the semi-finals.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. We're super happy. Yep. Really happy. The last hit was super hard against Mitroins. He's been surfing so well. He won the last contest at box, and he's one of those guys you don't want in your heat, and so it makes me even more happy.
And Maury's been knocked out now. Moz is out, so it's another threat that's gone. Tamega's left. We've got Hubbard and that left, and Lester and Stuart and Ben.
Yeah, it seems like I will be facing either Jeff or Tamega in the semi. So it looks like another tough hit ahead of me. And, I'm already really happy to be in the semi-final. I want to go further, so I will go hit by hit.
All right. Well, congratulations, mate. I won't keep you too long. You got to go relax for the semi-final, mate. So good luck, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I just want to say I love you, baby. I'm in the next round. Let's do it. And once again, say hello to tout le monde qui regarde en France, ma famille, mes amis, et puis voilà. See you next round.
There you have it, PLC, for our first semi-finalist. Back to you, Tezza, mate.
Alex Leon, we've gone straight back into live action, and that was the rider in red, Jeff Hubbard. Well, tried to roll off the end of that one, just got a little tied up, Mark.
Yeah, that was a bit of a funky roll there from Jeff. He did. He had a few things in mind what he wanted to do, but in the last second there, he didn't have much. He had to flop over for a roll, and unfortunately ended on his rail straight back into the barrel, and couldn't find his way out of it. Tamega had a look at the one behind it, but he decided not to go. He's going to pedal back out there, get himself situated in his position to catch a good-looking wave, hopefully. So it's been a bit of a slow start, but expecting a fiery ending for this. What is it? The second quarterfinals. Yeah, we're in the second quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's right. Number 3 coming up next, folks. Dave Winchester in the red. We'll be taking along Andrew Lester in the yellow. So, well, these guys have been surfing against each other for it almost seems like a lifetime. And in quarterfinal number 4, Mike Stewart versus Ben Player. That's going to be an absolute doozy.
That hit could have gone down probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And nearly 10 years later, and they're still fighting at it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I point this out all the time to friends of mine that go, they have some people have the impression that bodyboarding's a bit of a kid sport. And I say, hey, really? No, not at all, man. Have a look at the world rankings. I mean, in the top, 24 guys, you look at the average age of the guys, and, it's pretty encouraging because, there's a time when people came into the sport, they got into the competition scene, they got into their mid sort of late 20s, and then they exited the sport. But guys like GT, BP, Mike, all those guys are just showing that there's real longevity in this sport of pro bodyboarding.
They just it's like they found a new way to prolong their bodyboarding careers and to keep the dream alive. And Mark's just a real role model for everyone out there that wants to keep the dream alive. He's kept himself fit at the age of 49. He's looking fitter than ever. And he's got the ability to beat anyone that he can. We've seen him come out from the round number 1, where he he's won every single heat so far and situated himself into the quarterfinals. We have a little ride here from Jeff Hubbard on the left, get himself deep into the barrel. So that'll probably be the best looking wave. That'll probably be the best wave of the heat so far, and Jeff's going to paddle out there.
Yeah, there has been a lot going on in this one, and here's the replay. You can see just a little inside wave here at Arica, and cheeky little one because it kind of backdoored. You can see that section just throw over.
Far behind that one.
Yeah, way behind. There's another little sort of dual section that he came out of, and you can just see him look up at the sky and go, oh, thank God, at least I've got my first good wave. Well, there's a profile of Jeff Hubbard, 36 years of age, currently ranked 2, coming into this third event on the Grand Slam Series here in Arica. And, of course, his home country is Hawaii, and he's looking more focused than ever this year in 2012.
And yeah, we did see the scores of Jeff's come in. It's a mediocre one. It's a 5.17 And his last one, he did a roll and he got a 4.1. So now Jeff's got a total score of 9.227, and Tamega without a score written yet. He needs a 9.27, but 14 and a half minutes left. He's looking at catching 2 waves.
All right, well, just getting a bunch of SMSs through from all the guys who are watching down under in Australia. What time is it in Sydney? It's 20 past 11 at night, so perfect time on a Sunday night to sit back, have a couple of coldies, plug the computer into the big screen and, watch the world's best put on a great show here at El Gringo. So g'day to everybody who's watching, including Julio and Mick Parkhill, our 2 sponsors from Stealth and BSC. Thank you very much, you guys. I'm going to get some T-shirts, I'm going to get some rash vests, I'm going to get some memorabilia, and I'm going to bring it home for you guys.
Awesome. Big thanks to the guys, supporting this event, Stealth Bodyboards, and Mick from BSC, also jumping on board.
Yeah. Also, we must mention Tomato Surf Shop. He's got a couple of cool little stores here around town. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much to Movie Star, to the Panamericana. That's a cool little spot where all the judges are staying. Riptide, and of course the Municipalidad de Arica, the local council. Thank you very much for those guys. They, in fact, have put in a whole handful of cash to make this happen.
And and this is why we are here, and we do see probably the best looking wave come through, and Tamega's in a turn and go. He doesn't want to give Jeff that opportunity. Oh my gosh, he didn't go. He didn't
there's
paddle.
One behind it.
He might have. Oh, yes. It does seem that Yellow didn't paddle, so he's still got.
Red.
No, Jeff, he can't go. And he didn't go. He let Tamega go, and Tamega slapped himself into the barrel, spins into the pit. He's right in the barrel, comes out, big looping roll. Oh, he's going to have to roll again on this one, and he does, and comes flying out the foam ball. He looks like he did.
How was the tactics on that one? And that just goes to show the experience that GT has got over years of competition. It was a 2-wave set. He saw the second one behind it. He faked it for the first one, and Jeff started to froth because he saw that there was a wave behind.
Yeah.
And Jeff probably needed to put more pressure on it. But there he goes. He looks behind him, realises, okay, I've got this wave to myself. You can see him just drag the feet, just big old stall.
Jams leg in there, puts a little spin in, and just right. This is where the judges love to see moves, and that's it, right in the power section of the wave, and just hanging onto that foam ball, looking up again, and doing himself another looping roll. So that's going to be a great looking wave. Well, that's actually a great looking wave for first of Guilherme Tamegas, and it does look at the scores have come in, and it's a 7.17, best wave of the heat so far. Guilherme Tamega still in second. He only needs a 2.1 now. And they are looking, and Jeff's looking like he's showing a bit of interest on this little set coming in. It's a long looking wave. It's a left. It's going to, oh my, if he goes, there's going to be a crazy ramp on this one. And Jeff coming in from deep on this one, just getting stuck behind the foam ball. Oh, and it just tape it out. That's very lucky for Guilherme Tamega.
Yeah.
He's so far down there.
Look at the next one, actually probably had a better section on it. That was the one that he wanted, really. That thing just blew out right in front of him as he duck dived. And, well, at the moment, Jeff Hubbard with a 4.1 and a 5.17 has got the wood on GT, who's holding onto a 7.17 for that wave. But, that was just so tactically beautiful to watch, the way that GT didn't lose priority.
Yeah.
And managed to get that second wave and stop, Jeff Hubbard from getting that. I mean, kids at home, take note, these Brazilians are so smart at using priority. They, unlike, say, South Africa and Australia, Mark, the Brazilians use a lot of man-on-man stuff in their amateur titles. And as a result, when they come up here to the world level, they just, they've got like a little more experience over the rest.
They just know how to use it. And Tamega was probably looking out there and watching the heats before, knowing there's only going to be 2 waves per set, and maybe the second one's probably been the better one this morning. He's looked at that first one, decided not to go, but his positioning was right because he was in the inside of Jeff, so he could probably wait as long as possible. So Jeff was out of position to actually catch that wave. Then at the last second, pulling out because he didn't paddle for it, he wouldn't lose the priority, and then obviously using it on the second wave and got the best looking wave of the set and the best score of the heat so far.
Well, this is going to come down to the wire, as you'd expect. It was always going to be a nail-biter. When you've got Jeff Hubbard and GT surfing against each other, it's guaranteed of a grandstand finish. So we're down to 10 minutes remaining in quarter-final number 2. Coming up next, we got Dave Winchester and Andrew Lester. Right now, while there's a little paddle, no, it looks like we're going to have a bit of a lull. And in fact, while we've got this break in the action, folks, we're going to throw to a commercial break and be right back with live action from Arica after this. Well, we're back here and it's live, and you didn't miss a thing, folks, during that little break there from our major sponsor, Stealth. Thank you very much, Julio and the gang. Nothing happened, just those two guys have moved away from each other now. They don't even want to sit on the in the same area. And today, Mark, with a bit of west in the swell, it's not really a defined A-frame peak as such, is it? You really have to decide whether or not you're going to sit on the left or you're going to sit on the right. It's kind of like a bit of a different playing ground.
Yeah, the peak has very much split itself up, and Jeff is quite far on the inside here. He's maybe looking for a chunky little left or maybe even a chunky little right. And Guilherme Tamega's moved a little bit far across, and there we see Manny V.
Wow. He's so popular over here, Manny Vargas. I mean, I went out to dinner with him and Alex Leon and Yo-Yo, who, of course, is the local legend around here. And we went out to dinner last night and had a pachanga. Have you ever had one of those things?
No, look at that.
Crazy. There we go. He's signing it away. But
Yep.
Anyway, while we were sitting there, Manny must have signed like 50 autographs and had about 20 photos taken. And every one of the photos, someone's doing the old pow, the Manny Vargas pow. It's become so famous.
Yeah, no, he said, actually, I was watching him and Ben Platt chatting about it earlier in the week, and he's just, you must be pretty famous. Guys must come up to you all the time and ask for autographs. And he goes, no, guys just come up to me and just go, bow in my face all the time.
Yeah.
He gets,
he's such a classic character, and when he came and
boom.
boom. Yeah, there we go. That's what it is. It's the Manny Vargas boom. And a couple of years ago when he came and commentated Pipeline, and then Greg Taylor and IBA Proprietary Limited took over, I said to Greg, there's only one guy for this job, and it's that man on screen there, Manny Vargas. And he'll be back in the hot chair, of course, coming up to commentate us through quarterfinal number 3. He'll be up here next, of course, with Tom Rigby. Will be on the co-commentary with Manny V. But right now, still waiting for some waves to come through. 7.5 minutes remaining. Jeff Hubbard went out early. He got a stack of waves. He got in rhythm. GT, he played the opposite. He said, I'm going to sit and wait. He's got a 7.17. It's the best wave of the heat. And right now, what's he needing? A 2.1, is that right, to take the lead?
He's going to need a 2.1 with 7 minutes left. I don't think he's got too much to worry about. He's probably waiting for another one of those big sets. If he gets another of those big ones and can ride it the way he did on the previous one, it's going to put Jeff into a really bad situation. He might even need a combo if he gets into the extra range.
Okay, so 6.5 minutes remaining. Quarterfinal number 2 currently in the water. Mitch Rawlins, of course, just got taken down by PLC in the previous one. Just ran out of time, really. I mean, he's clearly got the skills to, to take him on. But PLC is really on a roll here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this kid go all the way. He's the youngest guy out of all the 8 competitors left in the draw at the moment. We've got Jeff Hubbard, GT in the water. Coming up next, Dave Winchester, Andrew Lester, and then it's Mike Stewart versus Ben Player. But there's a nice little shot of the superstructure here at Arica. It's a little mini surf city that they build every year here on this Scorpion Island, as they call it.
Yeah, it's an epic little island, and we can hear the Brazilians chanting away on top there. We might have a little wave ridden here from Tamega. You can see a couple waves coming on the back. Let's just see. It might be a little bit too small, but if you just tuned in, we started off with the first heat with Dallas Singer taking on Pierre Luis Costes. Pierre won that one, and then we saw Amori go down to Guilherme. Guilherme progressed, and Andrew Lester beating Dave Hubbard. And then Jake Stone, unfortunately, didn't make it against Ben Player. So Ben Player will be going up against Mark Stewart, Dave Winchester, Andrew Lester. Currently in the water now, we have Jeff Hubbard and Tamega. And Mitch Rawlins and PLC had that first one. We saw PLC taking that one out. So PLC is into the quarterfinals, or into the semis, actually.
Yep, he's into the semis, and there's the 2 Aussie boys. Just, they're always pretty good sports, these guys. I just say, they're good friends in and out of the water. Although once the hooter sounds, it's pretty much gloves off, that's for sure. Dave Winchester in the red. Andrew Lester in the yellow coming up next in quarterfinal number 3. Well, you can see Jeff Hubbard's trying to get himself in position. Is this one going to hold up, Mark?
Oh, he just decides not to go.
Out wide.
Guilherme
GT.
also decided not to go. So that was pretty straight, that set. Didn't have much of a peak, didn't have much of a wall to work with.
Well, time is kind of running out for GT. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining, rather, and only needing a 2.1. I mean, it's a no-brainer that you can just pick up one of those little insiders and do
Crazy.
a roll. He'll go into the lead. But the problem is that if he leaves the gate open and it's another 2 waves in the set, etc.
Yeah, Tamega, he mustn't be thinking that he's look for 2 now. He needs to look at something that an excellent. He needs to look for a 6 or something just to seal the deal here. And oh my, we can hear the crowd going crazy. There's a big looking set. We see Tamega. Oh no, you can see it on the screens there. Pelicans are going over. They're moving out the way. It's going to be a big wave in here from Guilherme. He's trying to get onto the right peak. They're splitting the peak. Jeff, I don't know. He's just, that left doesn't look like it's going to offer much. He's going to be very deep. He's going to try edge up into it. He's not. Tamega's racing across to get that section. It's going to be a big close up for Tamega. He needs to go up and over and roll.
Boom.
Is he going to hold on? Oh.
No.
Oh
Incomplete.
my.
And right behind him, Jeff Hubbard gets a bit of a froth monster and gets off quickly. Well, is he going to get the 2.1? That is going to be pretty close.
Oh, I'd have to say he probably didn't get it, but it's incomplete, so I don't know. It's a big-looking wave. He didn't have much of a bottom turn. He showed the commitment, so it's going to leave it up to the judges. You know, it could... Oh, and it does seem like they did give him a 2.1 exactly.
No way. Here's the replay. You can see he took the drop. As Mark said, he didn't have time to bottom turn properly. Punched it through the roof, and then he just got gobbled up by the suds on that one, and he never emerged. But judges awarding a 2.1. It's exactly what he needed, and that puts Jeff Hubbard back on the back foot with priority, needing a 4.11 with 3 minutes remaining. Whoa, this is a battle.
If you can see the scores now, currently they are both tied on 9.27, but what happens is they'll first... On the tie, they'll take the highest scoring wave, which is Tamega's. He's got a 7.17, which gives him the lead. So now, Jeff Hubbard in second only need a 4.11, and Jeff does have priority. Tamega's making his way back out there to the lineup. You can see on the wide screenshot there.
All right, now it's Jeff Hubbard's turn to use priority wisely. And is Mother Nature going to come through in 2.5 minutes? Well, we saw a couple of very long lulls in some of the previous heats here today, including the one including the one with Mitch and PLC, and also before that Dallas Singer and PLC as well.
Oh no! Tamega didn't get the score. They actually got a 1.1, so he's decided to pick up this little one, and he's going to milk this one all the way to the beach. Oh, this could be critical. He's leaving Jeff out at the back there. I don't know if it's the greatest idea. With 2 minutes left, Jeff's probably going to get another wave a little bit in here, but it seems like it's gone flat.
Well, that's a bit of a weird scenario there, because that score did come through as a 2.1 average, right? Or were we seeing things?
It did. Maybe I was just tripping, but it looked like you needed a 2.1 there. Maybe the score didn't average out, and when they did average out, it looked like it was a 1.93.
All right.
So it just fell short, and but you'll definitely get out the score, and then the situation will change. We'll just give you that score. He has a looking little replay of Tamega's wave. Small, really small looking inside wave, just milking it for whatever it's worth. And he got a 3.67. So a really small wave, but
well, Jeff now needing a 5.68, and we are down to the mad minute, folks. And we're always in for a real nail biter here between these two guys. You can see a little something coming through, 5.68 for that rider in red. Is he going to be able to find a wave to get that sort of score, Mark McCarthy?
Jeff, I think he needs to move over to the right. He's paddling in that direction. He needs to get over there. He's looking at these little lefts and deciding he's going to go on this first one with 45 seconds left. Oh my, popping a nice little invert. Pushing through, claiming it. He thinks he's got it.
Whoa, I would hate to be a judge right now.
Jeff Hubbard needed a 5.68. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be enough, personally. I think it's probably going to be in the 5 range. And if that is a small-looking wave, there with a foam on it, he had a little pop of invert. But
and he got kind of caught up a little at the end as well. It's going to be super critical.
15 seconds now, 14 seconds. This is coming down to the last 10 seconds. We're waiting for the last score of Jeff Hubbard. This is going to be enough. He has a nice little replay.
Take us through it, Mark.
Let's have a look at it. We can see the white water all over the place. He pops out a nice little invert. Oh, wow. The judge is going to have a look at that.
Well, there's the, you
pump.
can see him just do a little fist pump. He figures he's got it.